Good evening and welcome to our crafting session this evening. My name is Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. It's 7 p.m. on the 27th of April, so only a few days left of this month. Thank you for joining me. If you've got any queries or questions, then don't hesitate to pop them in the comment section, whether that is live or whether you're watching on replay. And that also applies if you're watching on catch up or on YouTube. Just leave a message and I'll get back to you if an answer or response is required. I do try and catch up with all of them. Occasionally they slip through the net. Just cleaning my glasses so I've got a chance of seeing something. Hi Nick, how lovely to have you join us. Haven't had you live for ages, so I hope you're keeping well. And I was glad to see that you've received your new catalogue, so that's good news. Hope you're enjoying it. So I have a brand new kit to open this evening. It's called Forever Friends. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you something. So in our card class for April, we have a shaker card. And the shaker card is filled with sequins, and for the particular card, obviously I give everybody a selection of sequins at the ready. And so I ordered a whole bunch of packets of sequins in preparation for the class, and I hadn't realised how good these sequins are. Sadly they're retiring, but they are called For Everything Fancy Sequins. Now we do have another pack that's called Sequins for Everything. Don't get these mixed up because I think they're quite different sequins. They're both nice, but these are fabulous, and I'm just going to try and show you. So there are 3 colours. You get 3 separate tubs. And you've got a mix, so you've got blues, greens and pinks, and I don't know if you can see them, I've got sequins all over the place. I'm hoping you can see how fabulous these are. So you've got lots of sequins, you've got little open sequins, you've got gold in there. So those are the blue ones, blue and gold and white, and then we've got some green, so the same thing, you've got green, and they're all loose sequins. So if you wanted to, you could stick these on individually, good luck with that, but I'm using these for my shaker card. But they're fabulous, and they're reduced to £12.60 for all 3 tubs. Going to open this one, the pinks. This is probably my favourites. So it's got a real mixture of pinks, a little bit of coral, it's got some tiny little silver in there, it's got some gold in there. It's really deceptive. So yes, if you like sequins or you like doing shaker cards, I would highly recommend these. You should have seen me earlier. You might have seen my Instagram post. I had about 6 tubs of sequins open, and I was spooning sequins by weight into a little plastic bag so that everybody got an equivalent amount. And I had horrible visions of one of the kittens, or the kitten, turning up. So there we are. So those are called For Everything Fancy Sequins, and they really are fancy. They're really blingy. Not sure how that comes across on the screen, but hopefully you can see those. So if you love sequins, don't miss out on those. They will be available up until and including the 1st of May, which is only next week. Okay, a new kit. I was going to do something else, but I'm right in the middle of prepping for class, and I just didn't have the headspace to come up with something, so I thought, I know what I'll do. This arrived in my UPS parcel today, and so I'll open this and make 2 of the cards. So this is a brand new kit. It's called Forever Friends, not to be confused with the trademark of the same name that has cute teddy bears. So let's see what we have. This set is £20 and includes a stamp set. Let me find a piece of white card so you can see. I'm surrounded by everything for my classes, so it's a bit precarious here. So we have outline flowers, leaves and tiny little flowers, and then we have sentiments. We've got forever friends, sending lots of hugs, nobody gets me like you get me, you can do hard things, and I'm always here for you no matter what. So these are in capitals, these are in a script, and you could use these elements on their own for stamping, but they're also designed to match the papers that you will see in a minute. So we've got a Night of Navy ink spot. So this is a 1-inch ink pad, contains the same ink as we have in our larger ink pads, but it's just in an easy and inexpensive form. Okay, so all of our kits come in a nice box like this, so you can send the kit, literally post the kit like that, or you can make up the cards, put them in the box, or just use the box for storage, or just recycle the box, of course. So let's have a look. Forever Friends kit. This is the instruction leaflet, and I will show you on the back of here there are some QR codes that will give you links to a video that you can watch of how to put the kit together. Hi Carol, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. Do let us know where you're from. It says you're a first timer. That's really always lovely to have new people, so welcome aboard. So this is the Forever Friends kit. So looking like it makes 8 cards. We've got 8 rather fancy envelopes. Goodness me, I don't know if you can see the shine on that. That's on the back of the envelope. So we have 8 envelopes. I'm going to bring my box back because I know what I'm like. I will lose everything in the midst of everything else. Okay, then we have 2 sets each of 4 cards, so everything is included in the kit. There's nothing you need except for a pair of scissors to open the box, for starters, and to cut the twine, and that is it. Everything else is provided, including the stamps, a block to put the stamps on, and an ink pad. But obviously if you've got your own craft supplies already, you can use what you already have. So if you wanted to use a different colour ink pad, you could do that. If you've got blocks, you could give that to somebody maybe who hasn't got any, or hasn't got any of that size. So we've got 8 cards. These are white on the inside, so they're great, you don't need any inners. Hi Tracy, and hi Carol. And this has got a pale yellow backing, and yellow dots. I'm not sure that you can see it in there particularly. And then this one you can't exactly miss, can you? Green gold foiling. It's the best way I can describe it. Looks like old olive, the base of the colour, and this could be, I'm not sure that it's lemon lolly, which is a new colour, or whether it's so saffron. So we have those, and then we have some elements that will go onto the cards. So these you can use as they are, or you can add the stamp detail on the top. So we'll do that. So there's 4 of those, like that. So you could do 2 with and 2 without, for example. And then we have 4 of these, and this is really my style. Soft colours, flowers, leaves, a little bit of background, very much me, for those of you that have been following me for a while. We also then have some decorative strips, can't even say it. So we have 4 here, and then you have strips for the sentiments. And what I like about these is there's 8 cards, but you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 sentiment strips, so that if you make a mistake on 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. You can just first of all turn it over and use the other side, and if you still make a mistake or you're not happy, then you've got plenty of spares. There's a piece of card, and this is really useful, especially if you're a beginner to stamping, because you can use this as a mat, and if you've got an uneven table or your best tablecloth underneath, then that will protect it. And then we also have our instructions, and these are the QR codes I was referring to. So if you have a mobile phone, an iPad or a tablet that can scan barcodes, on the back of all the leaflets that are held within our kit, so we have a wide variety of kits, there is 2 barcodes. There are 2 barcodes. One is a general one, which gives you some hints and tips when you're starting stamping, and then the second one is detailed instructions for this particular kit. Okay, and you have unlimited access to those. It tells you here what the coordinating colours are, and so they are Calypso Coral, these are Stampin' Up colours, Daffodil Delight, that's the pale yellow, Night of Navy, Old Olive and Petal Pink. And then finally, and I apologise for the reflection because I've got my overhead lights on, might just try and turn that a little bit, move that over. So then we also have these strips which are self-adhesive and they are foam, so that you can layer the pieces onto the card with some height. Now if you have glue and you prefer to use glue or tape, you can do, but if not, you can use the strips that are provided, and the instructions will even tell you where the strips need to go. Okay, so let's get cracking and we'll make up 2 of the cards as they suggest, and then I might do some additional items with it at a later date. So let's move these out of the way to start with. Okay, so I'm going to grab 1 each of these. So these, if you like, are the toppers that go on the front of the card, and you can just, hi Catherine, flying visit is better than nothing at all. So these are the finished cards. You don't have to do them as they've directed. You can of course do entirely your own thing. So let's see, they've got these two here, and I know what they've done on the instructions is they've used the stamps to stamp around the edges of the flower. So if I just put this stamp on, I need to take my glasses off though, and I've got the right one, yes. So this, you can't see it obviously because it's a clear stamp, will create an outline. Now if you don't like the outline, you don't have to, you could just leave that exactly as is, but I'm going to show it you as it was designed. So let me I'll just grab a block that's here. And as I say, you can use the piece of cardboard that comes with it. I'm just going to stamp it onto a piece of card so you can see it a little bit better. And they recommended, well obviously they've included a Night of Navy ink pad. I'm just going to use something to hand because I don't want to open that little one. So I'm just going to use an early espresso. Okay, so just going to ink this up, and sometimes you'll find that there is a coating on the edge of the stamp. Oh, how sweet is that? So what you might need to do is to stamp a few times to make sure you're getting a really good impression. So what I can do now is bring this in, and I need to work out which way around this goes because I moved mine. I'm sure I moved mine round, didn't I? I think I've gone all the way around, haven't I? Okay. So I'm just literally going to stamp here. And it doesn't matter if it's not exact. So there you can see the effect, hopefully. Let me know that you can see that okay. And if you don't like the effect, you don't have to do all of them. Just got to find this one now. There we go. Like so. But it does give a really nice effect. And while I'm here, I'm going to do these ones. So this is the same flower. So I need to find a quicker way, don't I, of finding which way it goes. There we go. I'm quite sure how I'm going to remember that. Okay, so there's one. Two. Just brings it to life a little bit, but I would still like it without, to be honest. I think it works both ways. So this is a brand new kit, and we have, my goodness, a lot of kits. Probably in the region of 20 kits at the minute, and this is the English version. Obviously the backing card and everything is the same, but you can also buy this with a French or a German stamp set, and then the instructions come in those languages as well. Carol prefers it without. Yes, I think I like both. I think you could do a combination, you know, some with and some without. Having seen it with, I do like it with, I have to say, but I think it works both ways. Hi Diane. Thanks for joining us this evening. So this is a brand new card kit I'm using. Yes, and also you could use, yes, I've used Early Espresso. They would have you use Night of Navy, but I think you could also use something like Mossy Meadow or a deep green, or Calypso Coral around the edge, so you could have a play with different colours if you had access to different colours. And the same thing goes with the leaves. So let's do that. So I'm going to do 2 roughly as they've suggested, and again I'm going to stamp these. Let's do a couple. That looks like it's not inking up very well right at the tip. There we go, that's better. And these are designed obviously to go on the leaves. I just think this is really pretty. So just working my way around. The leaves are a lot easier to stamp than the flowers until you've got them the right way around. Okay, and then you can do the same on here. It's quite a lot of leaves on this one, isn't it? But you could just highlight 1 or 2. So I'm turning the paper round rather than twisting my hand. Oh, what colour the flowers are? So they're so these are Daffodil Delight and Calypso Coral, and then these are Petal Pink, and then the small ones are Daffodil Delight. So yes, you could certainly do, you know, some leaves and leave some. That was a little pun, wasn't it? Okay, and this one has got 2, this one's got 4, so that's interesting, isn't it? It's not exactly. There we go. So I say I'm just turning these round. I think this will be a popular kit. I think I should have ordered more to keep in stock. Okay, there is a leaf there. A tiny little one there. Not that you'd really notice it. Okay, and then finally there are these little ones here, and they fit. These tiny little ones here, these Calypso Coral leaves, they fit there, but they also fit these little ones here. So I'm not going to do all of those because we'll be here all night. So I'm just going to do these just to see what they look like, but again, it's entirely your choice. That's the nice thing about the kits. So you could almost recreate this element of the card with the stamp set. The only thing that's missing is there's a little bit of green there, but you could draw those in if you wanted to. These look a bit like paw prints as well. Okay, so I just bring it up to the screen so you can see it, hopefully. There's that one, and then this one. So the Calypso coral flowers are the same, but I haven't stamped those in. In fact, they don't stamp them in the sample either. Okay, and let's just do some sentiments. We're going to need one of these for one of the cards. Put that one there. And I like to keep my sentiments in the sheet to which they are attached, only because I find if you take them out, they're easily damaged, and also you can see that you haven't stamped on one side or the other. So let's see, we've got sending lots of hugs. Will that fit in there? Yes, it will. Yeah, it's nice. I'm liking. But then, for those of you that know me, I do like floral stamps. There we go. Sending lots of hugs, and I think that's a really nice sentiment. There's plenty of people I could send lots of hugs to. And then you've got Forever Friends. There we go. Sending lots of hugs. I'm actually going to do 2 of those. But you have got I'm always here for you no matter what. You can do hard things. Nobody gets me like you get me. Whoops, just watch out I don't cover that in ink. Okay. That's that one. Okay, so we can pop these out, and these will just literally pop out. They're just attached by a tiny little connector, and you hardly see it. In the old days, not with Stampin' Up, but when you did that you used to have to sort of file all the edges down because it was really obvious. Okay, let's put these together. So got this one here. So this is like this is old olive with a lot of shine to it. Okay, and they then put this one down on top, like so, and add some Calypso coral thread. So I have done a link to the kit if anybody wants to see it, and that's showing at the bottom. And I don't know what it does on replay, whether you can still see it or not, but and in the instructions they even tell you how long this piece needs to be, and on the edges of the instructions there are centimeters and inches. So it tells you here, for example, you want 10 inches or 25 centimeters. Obviously you can do your own length if you want it longer or smaller, you want to tie bows, and all of the instructions are pictorial, so you can literally just follow those. It tells you where to put the strips of adhesive, for example, and how many you need. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to one side. So it's very shiny, isn't it? Trying to keep it out of the light. So they just going to cut a length. It might be too long really. Okay, so they put this on here and use these lovely strips of adhesive, and what I would recommend you do is if you just cut the end one, because it's got like a box around the end, then you've got 4 extra strips, one along each side. Okay, so I'm just going to pull those off and put one on each edge and one across the middle. Now if you prefer to use glue, that's absolutely fine. You can keep these for shaker cards, as I was showing you right at the beginning, if anybody missed that. I'm just going to put this diagonally. There's some fabulous sequins that are available on offer, which I'm now covered in. Okay, so I'm just going to take those backings off like that. Don't think this matters which way it goes either. Which way do they put it? Hard to tell. That way, I think. So just going to pop that down on our base card, and then just going to do a sort of figure of 8 with my baker's twine, and that's going to go behind here. And they had it right across the middle. Well, I don't want to cover up all my flowers, so I think what I'm going to do is have mine just slightly offset at the bottom. So let's put that on there and cut a strip. It's a nice font, isn't it, Carol? We do like soft sort of italic fonts. So I'm putting one across here and pressing it down to hold that baker's twine in the middle. Now if you don't like baker's twine, you can leave those out, but I'm definitely putting mine just offset at the bottom here. It's a little bit far over. Let me see if I can lift it carefully. That's it. I just think if I put it here, there we go, and then trim this piece. And as I say, if you don't like baker's twine, just leave the baker's twine off, or you could just tie it as a separate bow. So I've done mine slightly differently because I don't want to cover up those lovely flowers. There we go. So that's card number 1. And then this is the second one, like so, and this has got the yellow base card. Obviously you can do it any which way. This has got a pale yellow backing, and then this one here with the daffodil dots, and this one they have put in portrait, but again you could really turn this landscape if you wanted. I really don't think it makes any difference. I don't think there's a right and a wrong way. These flowers are going in lots of different directions anyway. And then this one has got a strip and sentiment. Let's just bring this one in like so, and you could either have this right the way over or just offset. And in their diagram they have it quite high up here, but I am again thinking I just want to put it where I'm not covering everything up. So I think I'm going to put mine further down here, and just to save some time I'm going to glue this flat rather than use the dimensionals, like so. It is really pretty. I really do like this, and if you've got your own sentiments and your own stamps, of course you can do, you know, put your own words on there. No, maybe that is better. Only because there is a gap sort of there. Okay, so I'm going to do this one up on a strip just to give it some height. And what I'm going to do is just cut that in half and just have it slightly offset, one on one side, one on the other, like that. Take the backings off. It's so dull out there, it's almost dark. Okay, so I'm going to put this roughly in the middle there, so that I've got, you can see most of the flowers. Here's my little sentiment. I'm going to pop that on flat, and I'm just putting glue towards the bottom. Like so. And for this one I'm just going to tie a little bow with the baker's twine. Or a big bow. There we go. Going to make it double. There we go. Right, keep that with everything else. It's alright, just wondering which way I was going to do it. So 2 loops, and then I'm just going to cross that over and pop it through with any luck. Not quite, Jenny. Right, that's better. Give myself a bigger loop to work with. There we go. So I hope everybody's had a good day. It's been certainly miserable and dull here. We didn't have rain till this afternoon, to be fair. Okay, just trimming those edges off. So if you're joining us since the start, this is a brand new kit. It's called Forever Friends. I'm just going to add that with a little bit of glue. As I say, everything is provided, so you can put this on with a little bit of that dimensional foam tape, like so. So there are my 2 cards, similar to but not exactly the same, only because I wanted this strip further down because I wanted to see those sweet little flowers, and then here I just added it as a bow rather than the ribbon behind. So I just want to show you a couple of things really quickly. I've got some of these gorgeous sequins and I'm just wondering if I could stick some on, but I'm not sure you've got time for me to find the sequins that I want. But this is what I showed right at the beginning. You get a pack of these beautiful sequins. You get green, blue and pink. and there's gold and silver in each one. And then there's the pink one. Actually, the petal pink would work with that as well. But they are loose, just saying. Okay, what did I want to show you? Oh yes, so what you could do, as you have the stamp, if I use this one here, you could stamp on the inside rather than just leaving it plain. So if I grab my ink pad back, thank you Diane, I could stamp this flower here on the right hand side, like so, and the little leaves. So it's very similar to a stamp set we had a while ago. Desperately trying to think what it was called. Let's just put that one down in there. Okay, so you could leave it like that, or you could use your blends pens if you have them for colouring in, or you could use Stampin' Write markers. Now, this has got an old olive backing, so that even if this goes through a little bit, you won't really see it on the back of the card. So you could just colour these in. And you could do the same on the front of the envelope. The ink pad that comes with the kit is Night of Navy, which is a bit of an odd choice in my personal opinion. I think an espresso would have been better, and it would look, I think it would be a nice contrast. What flowers have got? Petal pink flowers. So I'm just going to add, this is light and this is dark, and it's got a little bit of Calypso coral in the middle. So you can use the kit exactly as is, but if you've got additional products at home, and you could use watercolour pencils, they don't have to be alcohol markers. It just so happens obviously that these will be the same colour. So a little bit of the light on here. I'll lift it up to the screen so you can see it in a second. And then they've got a little bit of Calypso coral in the middle. Make sure I've got the right one. This is light. So just dotting that in there, like so. So it looks very similar to that. So that's their printed version. Oh, thanks Nick. And that's my stamped version. So with the stamps, it'd be quite easy to recreate that panel. And as I said, you can also do exactly the same thing to the envelope and add that detail, which I'm going to do just because I can. So I hope you like it. It's yeah, it's just really pretty. It's simple. It's not too fussy in my opinion. I just need to find the leaf stamp that I just put down somewhere. Okay, I'm not seeing it, so I will just add in. I'll find it afterwards, I'm sure. So dark petal pink. It's probably attached to a cuff or something. I'll have to watch it on replay and see where I put it, because I only had it a second ago, didn't I? So I think it's very sweet. Yeah, somebody can rewind and tell me where it is. Which side is it, on my left or on my right? Catherine's laughing at me. Know me too well, Catherine. I've got the tiny little flowers. No, I can't see it for love nor money. Okay, so when I find the leaf stamp, which has gone AWOL, I will stamp the leaves on there as well. I'm looking for the leaf stamp, Nicola, that I used just here, and then I can't find. I probably knocked it on the floor with my cuff or something. But there we go. So those are the two card designs. There's that one, and then there's this one here. You can make 4 each of these cards as shown, and you will have some bits and pieces left over. So you won't have card bases, but you will have the stamps that you can carry on using, and I haven't used all of those. There's another 4 there, and plus the tiny little ones. And you will also have some of these stamping panels for the sentiments left over as well. Probably you'll have some of the baker's twine, depending on how much you use, but there is enough there for all 8 cards. Yes, but where did I put it? I haven't got my glasses on, so I suspect it's on the floor. But I can't just see it. It'll be attached to something somewhere. That's usually what happens. And because it's clear, of course, I won't be able to see it. Never mind. I'll find it. It was after I was talking about the sequins, wasn't it? Probably dropped it in the sequins or something. Anyway, there we go. That is the Forever Friends card making kit. I hope you have enjoyed watching me. Oh, I just found them. There they are. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make the cards. Oh dear, it's because I put it on another block and I moved the block further away. So I hope you've enjoyed it. The kit is £20. That includes the stamp set, the block and the small ink pad. So it's really good value because you get those then that you can carry on crafting with. Let's pop that one in there. And just because I can, I'm going to put one in this corner here. Can't really put one on the back because it's got this lovely foiling, and it includes the cards and envelopes as well. So there we are. I'm going to wrap that up because I've got dinner at the ready. I've gone on far longer than I intended to, yes again, and I've got to finish as many of the class boxes as I can. I'm waiting on a couple of deliveries from Stampin' Up, so we had unprecedented sales when the last chance list was announced, and then we had Easter, so everything's got a little bit behind, unfortunately. Okay, so there we go. There's our finished card and envelope, and then this one, and I will do the same treatment for this. I will stamp and colour in Daffodil Delight on the inside, and I will also stamp the outside of the envelope. So thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you joining me this evening. I know your time is precious. If you're watching on catch up and you have any queries or comments, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments section and I will respond to you. I'm not planning to go live tomorrow. Friday night is usually my night off, but I might well have a play with the stamps, and if I do some alternatives, I will pop those samples on my Facebook page so that you can see them. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a great morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you're watching and when you're watching. Just going to turn that round. I'm going to work out where that shine is coming from. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. So we have coffee and card on Friday, tomorrow afternoon, Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning. And after I've done my class boxes, I'll be designing for that. And we might have a new set from the brand new catalogue. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And I will do that as a live on Monday morning, and that of course will be the launch eve of the new catalogue, which goes live on the 2nd of May. Thank you so much, everyone. Do take care, and I look forward to catching up with you all really soon. And it was lovely to have you join us. So that's Nick, Catherine, Diane and Carol. I'm just working my way back, and Tracy, if you're still there, and the other Carol Bennett, say hi to you. So thank you so much, everybody. Do take care. If you want to order anything, you can use the link that I've added here, or just message me, especially if you're local. Thank you so much. Take care and bye for now. Bye bye.